the participants were cooking together our different meals. But it was just such, I think we put this picture because it was such a nice
interaction between us. You know, a lot of people inside the kitchen with, oh, we need to be ready at 6, but you know, it was so smooth and easy that we were having fun and we didn't think about what we have to do. You know, everything was happening and helping each other. It was so beautiful to see the group dynamic in such a natural and flow way.
Yeah, I think the smoothness and flow is really, and efficiency at the same time, is really like the core words of our group, how our group functions.
This is also a lot about the group, how we would be good together and just enjoying our spaces and be crashing after a long walk. Or
this
playing.
Is a game of getting your chocolate from your forehead in your mouth. This is a singing chamber that's made out of this adobe technique, a special alternative building technique, and yeah, it represents all the like east, west, north, and south, and the different tones that or sounds that belongs to different directions when we were singing.
So, yeah, so it wasn't in the first week, so it was a thing around the third week, but it was, we put in there to show that people care is always there, you know, this ritual, this present, and to be together. And now? We're starting the second week, that's about fresh air, and we want to show a small video. Anyway. Pay attention.
This was a part of our symposium.
Yeah, listen up. This is your home. It's the only one you got. This place is pretty, but you can't live there. You can't even get there, so I repeat, this is your home. It's the only one you got. Cherish it, protect it. It's the only one you're gonna get. These guys, they're your neighbors. They ain't going away, they ain't leaving. You have to get along with them, so you have to learn to share. You have to get along. You have to learn to get along, because they are your neighbors, they're not going away. Okay, all this stuff, the animals, the waters, the sky, the ground, the bugs, the fish, the tacos, the people, they're all connected. Everything is connected. They all depend on one another. If you ignore that, you're doomed. Repeat, doomed. Not 2 words, not 3, 1. Just 1. So get it and give. Remember, all is one. Okay? Hit it.
The quality is, but you can find it on YouTube anyway. We go into first share.
Yeah, and the Fair Share Week was very much about relationships, creating relationships to the people that make your food, relationships to the people you want to raise funds from, and everything connected to relationships, about that there are sufficient resources in the world for survival of everything, not only for people, but for all the species.
Especially seeing us connected to whatever else it is, if it's a cow, and seeing we are not higher or smaller than a cow, we are the same. A cow provides us things and we provide a cow things, so we have this relationship and we're sharing it and we're doing it in a fair way, where you're not using power to meet your needs. So if I need something, I can have it, but in this nice way where you respect all forms of life and how to do it, what do I need to be?
Also, when it comes to money, not trying to create a money-less or a money-free society, but seeing money as an energy flow, that you have the power of choosing how to use it. Yeah, and this relates to the community currencies. They had their own community currency, that was the eco, which kind of, when you use the eco, you make sure that the money, you only support the local things, and you make sure that the money kind of stays within the community and only supports the people and the projects that you know about. So it was also like kind of very much about our relationship with money and all this. And yeah, it was, we were both talking on a community level, but also on a worldwide level. So we're always working on these different levels and ourselves and our community and the whole. Should we move on?
So we get to earth care. So one of the biggest part is if it's not fun, it's not sustainable. And you need to enjoy what you're doing in the moment. And so they have different things. So they have minimum effort, maximum effect. So this is a lot about what permaculture is about. You know, it's not only gardening, it's a relationship that you have to people, it's how you share things and how you see each other.
It's a lot about observation. So before you grow something on the land, you have to observe where does this sun rise here, blah, blah, and which plants are here, which are the native animals in the area, and it's very much about observation and very much about feedback, receiving and being able to receive the feedback from nature, from people around you, and being in this constant development. So yeah, it's very much about observation, and therefore it also often becomes very small and slow solutions. And permaculture in the beginning is a lot of work, but at some point you will be able to step completely back and you've created this ecosystem that is kind of just taking care of itself. Yeah.
Yeah, talk more. Anyway.
Yeah.
And working with nature, not against, it goes from observation to everything. So you see if you can allow the nature to go for itself and you can allow the local resources to be what is needed to that place instead of bringing things from the outside. You see that that place or that field or that garden holds everything, and then you only need to awake it and you only need to make it alive again so it can work by itself, and then you don't need to do anything else. And it's really crazy. We watched some movies where, you know, there was this girl that she was searching about farms, and she went to this huge farm where she asked the guy, so how many hours do you work per day or something like this? He said, oh, I work around 4 hours a month somehow, and she was like, what? Because he created a space where everything could just only grow by the
forest gardening, which is just kind of making a forest. Well, it's very much from this mindset that crops are just not. It's not only for us; it's for all the species to live there. So kind of sharing, making an edible landscape for everything to survive, for the bees to be there, and the insects that are so important for the ecosystem. And there's the problem, there's the solution. You can always turn the problem into being the solution, and there's no waste. You use a lot of the outputs as being the inputs. So by composting and all these things. And then there's the zoning, which is where you zone 0 is yourself. You start working with yourself. Then zone 1 is your environment, your house, and then you move out. Zone 2 is maybe the herbs, the things that you use most, and then zone 3 is maybe your compost and your chickens, and so you kind of move out from what is nearest to you. That's also permaculture, this whole zoning aspect. But we can talk hours and hours of all the
permaculture in 5 minutes. Not gonna happen. But it's really
so much more than just a way of gardening.
Yeah, it's seeing everything interconnected, and how can you work in a minimum effort to maximum effect. So how can you dispose things around in the way that they're natural from the place, then you can benefit from it, others can benefit from it, animals, so just like everything together.
And what we did was not only learning this on an intellectual level, but we did a lot of working and building and gardening and visiting different places and communities.
Briefly about this, we started getting into the architecture, and this is something they reconstructed. It's really small, but they had a big one, so it's a prototype of this thing holds itself.
You know, we use it as a roof structure for houses, just to have these kind of poles falling over each other.
So, how can you get things together? And there's the 8 things things from sustainability. This is connecting.
This is a part of the kind of observing, sensing area, connecting to everything.
Yeah, it was a bit before the sweat lodge. We're gonna talk one of the last things. Yeah. So it was a ritual, and we prepared ourselves through the whole month to that moment. And this is one of the moments where we're preparing. This is one of the buildings. The other one is the nature sanctuary. Really beautiful. Those are barrels,
Whiskey barrels.
house. So it's it's Scotland. It's a local resource. And
straw ball houses and different working techniques here. Also here's some composting and solar panels and compost toilet and windmill that had there, some water, rainwater collection. We also learned a lot of techniques how to live just from what you have in your area.
This is the living machine where they would treat their waste, water waste. This is
here we are working.
Craig's garden. This is a garden. It doesn't look like that. It is. It's so messy. And then you see like what's permaculture. It's about not those squares gardens, but like everything together. And like
it's to search for the potato. So.
And that's us working hard.
What I'm doing here is making. This is a kind of building technique with clay and straw and sand. We're building a pizza oven. Working, constructing. When we went on 2 days in the forest with this organization called Trees for Life. Restoring the forest of Scotland. There's only 1% of the forest left. And this was the elf that went with us. Such a forest guide. He's not a human being, I think, but he's from amazing.
He's from Findhorn, and before he got there 30 years ago, he was traveling around and searching for his true meaning, and he found it in there. And around one of the sharing dreams that we had in Bidachan Symposium, he stepped in and he said, I want to reforest the Caledonia and I'm going to do it. And he didn't know how to do it, and he had no connection or anything. And since then he planted 1 million trees. It's not a lot, but in the context of what he wants, is not only planting trees. He fenced the space where he wants to plant, and because of deers.
Because the main problem is that there's no more wolves in Scotland, and that means that the deer population is getting so big, and also they're feeding the deers in the winter because your land gets more value if you have deers for the hunters. So, but that means that all the deers eat all the small trees that are coming up. So
they're
all of the forest that is left is only like really, really old forests. So what he's doing is kind of protecting the young trees so that they can grow up.
So we had a fine design week where we had the people that we talked to and starting.
This is I did the Being game, which was kind of a platform for educational games that has to do with the different permaculture aspects to come together. There's a web page just to kind of interact or an interconnected game platform. I can speak out so
I work in a garden and I utilize all the permaculture things without really knowing that I was using them, and then suddenly seeing, oh, okay, I'm observing, oh, things are asking me to do something. I became a tool of that garden. So the main thing is there is no final destination. It's only the flow, and you need to step into it and enjoy the journey.
I step into the flow and then I let it go. I open my heart, my body, my soul. Oh, I surrender. Oh,